Hello, welcome to another video from PED.com. I am Stevie B, happy to have you all with me today as I'm finally back on Next Island. Woot woot, we've spent some time away so I could make some videos on Planet Cyrene, but I wanted to come back here and make some more videos for you guys about some very important details you're going to want to do, some very important mission change you're going to want to get as soon as you get to Next Island. So let's get started. Let's just jump right into it. We're at Paradise Landing, which is where we will land when we first come down from space. We are going to want to go to Kamba Outpost, which is right over here. Now, I made a video a couple months ago explaining the basics of the factions here on Next Island. You guys know that I'm really not into lore too much. However, having a very basic understanding of the planet-specific factions on Next Island helps us to understand the mission chains, the items, and a lot of stuff about Next Island. So I gave you guys a very broad overview of the different factions. And one of the reasons I did that is each of the factions has its own VIP area, its own VIP clubhouse. And today we're going to want to take a look at the RESA VIP clubhouse, the RESA VIP mission chain, some missions we can stack. And what I love is these VIPs have different levels of difficulty. Some are easier to complete, some are harder to complete. And this one is really geared toward everybody, even low-level players, brand new players, free-to-play, low depot players. This is a mission chain that just about everybody can do to get access to the RESA VIP, which is one of the 5 VIPs. And there's really no reason not to knock this out as soon as you get to Next Island. Knocking out all of these VIPs should be one of the very first things you do when you get to Next Island, if not the very first thing. And today we want to focus on RESA. We'll cover the other ones in future videos. So the first thing we do is come to Kamba Outpost, and we see that there's all these tents. However, this one over here is the special one. Notice it's got the RESA VIP holograms. It's even got the hologram symbol on the door, and it says RESA on it. And we've got our NPC Glenn here. Now, if we come talk to Glenn, he actually gives us the mission for getting RESA VIP. So let me go down here, RESA VIP Access, and track. Now, I know, I'm making a CRP 2023 boo-boo. I'm not interacting with Glenn and showing you the actual dialogue that he says. I will try and find the dialogue that he says whenever you very first interact with him, and I will try and put a link to it in the description of the video if I can somehow manage to make that happen. I apologize. I actually play the game. I want you guys to actually play the game. And I actually came and already interacted with him months ago, so I could start this mission chain for myself. Therefore, can't go back and make him tell me that dialogue again, unfortunately. But you know what? I'm kind of glad, because I don't want to show you guys every little piece of dialogue in every single mission chain. I know that's technically one of the rules for CRP. I want you guys to understand why you should come do this, why you should come get immersed in these VIPs in Next Island, and the opportunities and the fun that you guys can have doing this. That is the goal of these videos, is to get you guys excited to come do this yourself. If you guys really want to see the dialogue that Glenn says when you first speak with him, come check Glenn out in person. Come from whatever planet you're on and come speak to Glenn, and I promise you, he will show you the dialogue. So when you speak to Glenn, the very first thing that Glenn does is he checks to see if you have ever done the Crystal Hoarder daily. Now, this is a daily mission that most people who've spent time on Next Island will have done. If you have not spent time on Next Island, you will have to do Crystal Hoarder at least once. However, I skipped straight to step 2 because I've already done Crystal Hoarder. So that is really the biggest drawback to this entire mission chain, is if you haven't already done Crystal Hoarder, that's going to be the hardest part, is just knocking out Crystal Hoarder at least once. However, since I did, I skipped straight to stage 2, where I need to harvest 2,000 points. Now that's really not a lot. That's actually pretty easy to get done. After that, stage 3 is simply collecting 300 fruit, 100 stones, and 50 dung. And then stage 4 is just refining 5 PED TT of items in a refiner. you're going to want to stay away from the very, very few items in game that do not have a TT value. But this is very easy because you can refine something like Listerium stones into Listerium ingots. That's going to be a very, very easy one. Crude oil into oil. Any of those basic common ores and in matters that you're going to get if you do any amount of mining at all, you can go out with a TT finder and do 5 minutes worth of mining and probably have close to 5 PED worth of materials that you can refine. So it should not be that difficult to end up with 5 PED TT of materials to throw into a refiner to complete this mission chain. Now, why do we want to complete the mission chain? Well, I can't get into the tent. I will show you what happens if you try and run into the tent before you finish the mission chain. But before I do, I want to zoom in. And we see inside we've got 2 NPCs, Micah and Trax. And once we have completed this mission chain to get access, we'll be able to go in and get daily missions from Micah and Trax. But first, let me show you what happens if you try and go in without having done the mission chain. So we're going to back up. We're going to get a good running start at it. And I want to see if I can run all the way through the tent. Here we go. Ready and run. Run, 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 run. And can we get inside to get the mission? No, it throws us back to the teleporter. You're not yet ready to enter these premises. Darn. However, if we can, once we finish the mission chain and we get in, we get 2 different missions. One will be a daily hunting mission for boar, and one is a daily mining mission. So the first one has 3 options. You can either hunt 700 village boar, 200 wild boar, or 50 sand boar. It's your option. Regardless of which one you choose, the reward is 0.5 PED TT of inflict ranged or melee damage, 0.5 PED TT of electrokinesis, or 0.5 PED of tailoring skill. So I'm loving this because I am probably going to be focusing on the electrokinesis and the tailoring, since I need to get my tailoring up and I need to get my electrokinesis up because that's the mind force I'm currently working on. For the mining mission, we will be trying to find 25 claims that are 1 PED or bigger of next island specific ores or in matter. So things like dark Listerium. And if we can find 25 claims that are 1 PED or bigger of next island specific ores and in matters, we'll get our choice of either 0.25 PED TT of mining skill or 0.25 PED TT of mineral sense. So great rewards for the mining mission, great rewards for the hunting mission. And on the hunting mission, remember, we can pick any of the 3, 700 village boar, 200 wild boar, or 50 sand boar. All boar drop the incision plates that we need as the starting point for the armor plate upgrade mission here on Next Island. And sand boar in particular, yes, they've got 2400 HP. It's a single maturity mob. However, they also have the 1 in a bajillion chance at dropping the unlimited EIR MK1 unlimited FAP that goes for about 4,000 to 7,000 PED lately on auction. Great FAP. We've talked about the limited version in previous videos, but the Sandboar have the chance of dropping the unlimited version of the MK1, which is even better. I mean, what better than doing a daily mission where you knock out 50 of them and maybe you get an item worth several hundred US dollars? That would be very, very awesome to see. So after we talk to Glenn, we're going to want to come back to Paradise Landing. We're going to want to go over here, and I've shown you guys this before. This is the area to the south/southeast of the Paradise Landing teleporter, where it's got the Welcome to Next Island sign. Now we can take the bridge all the way down. That takes a while, so we're going to use the televator, and we're just going to go down to level 0. And we are going to want to head to the new player village, which is going to be to the southeast. We've talked about this in previous videos before also, where you can come talk to all the NPCs for all the beginner stuff. And we're going to want to go over by one of my favorite NPCs in the entire game, Jamie Le Chef. I guess it's Jamie the chef, less French for the, or the, however you want to say it. So we come up the ramp onto the top of the first building, up the ramp on top of the second building, and over the ramp over here to be on top of the mess hall. So the reason we're going to want to come over here after speaking to Glenn, now remember we have to do the Crystal Hoarder daily at least once in order to get past stage 1. But remember, stage 2 is this harvesting 2,000 points, right? Well, we can talk to the automated harvesting recorder over here, and we can pick up a mission that I picked up a while back, which is the weekly harvesting mission. So this stacks really well. For RESA VIP, we need to harvest 2,000 points. For weekly harvesting, we need to harvest 10,000 points. So if we've got weekly harvesting going while we're doing RESA VIP, then by the time we knock out this stage of RESA VIP, we're already going to be 1/5 done with weekly harvesting, which is great because we can spend the money once and we can get 2 rewards. We can complete 1 stage of RESA VIP and be 1/5 of the way done with the weekly harvesting mission. Now, when you do the weekly harvesting mission, the rewards for that are... Sorry, let me pull up my notes real quick. I got everything out of order. Where did you go? Hold on 1 second, guys. I don't know why everything is so slow today. Must be something with my internet. There we go. Okay, that's better. So once you complete weekly harvesting, you will get a 10-click limited blueprint. You can either pick from Next Island Coffee Table Acacia, Next Island Barstool, Next Island Barstool Colorable, or Next Island Bar. So either of those blueprints, it doesn't matter which one you pick, they're going to be a limited blueprint, meaning you only get 10 clicks and then the blueprint's gone. The items, however, are unlimited. And you've got your option of the bar stool, the bar, or the Acacia coffee table. And the bar stool comes in 2 flavors, regular and a version that you can color whatever color you would like. So if you're going to be into doing interior decoration for like an apartment or a tree house here on Next Island, then these blueprints are probably going to come in handy. And since this is a weekly mission, you can do it every 7 days or 168 hours, meaning you can stack the same blueprint multiple times. So if I wanted, let's say, the regular bar stool blueprint, and I did this 4 weeks in a row, I would end up with 40 total clicks instead of 10. So we're going to stack stage 2 of RESA VIP, harvesting the 2,000 points with the weekly harvesting mission, which we get over here from the automated harvesting recorder. Then, remember, when we get to stage 3, we're going to need to find fruit, stones, and dung. Well, guess what pairs really well with that? That's right, our good friend Jamie the chef. She's going to give us the daily scouting resources mission. So for daily scouting resources, we need to find 1,500 fruit, 500 stone, and 50 dung. Now, this is a mission we've talked about before because you can get the frying pan, the apron, the hat. Some of it's colorable or regular. This is one of my favorite mission chains because I love those blueprints. I love the hat. I love the apron. I love the frying pan. I love everything about it. I do wish the frying pan was actually a melee weapon that you could use to just smack things over the head with the frying pan. That would be awesome. Unfortunately, not the case. So when we do get to stage 3 of RESA VIP, remember, for RESA VIP stage 3, we only need 300 fruit, 100 stone, and 50 dung. So we won't completely finish the daily scouting resources mission, but we will get close. And then after we've done that, all we got to do is then throw that 5 PED TT of materials into a refiner. Bada bing, bada boom. We can go back, talk to Glenn, get access to the RESA VIP, and we've got one of the 5 VIPs already off the charts and good, and we can access the tent and access those great daily missions to go out killing some boar and doing some mining. So this is a really great mission because Like I said, some of these VIPs are easier than others, some are more time consuming than others, and this is one that it's going to stack really well with both the daily scouting resources and the weekly harvesting mission. It's also going to be great for new players, low-level players, free-to-play, and low depot players, because you don't have to spend a ton of money in order to complete the RESA VIP. Now, if I wanted to, I could really just run through here and I could take out all these small trees and large trees, and I could probably get the majority of this 2,000 harvesting points in just a couple of minutes. I mean, look at how many trees are literally just all over the place here. I've got trees out the wazoo, and most of these are small trees, which can be done with the TT harvesting tool. So you don't have to have some really big elaborate harvesting tool to be able to do a lot of these trees, because a lot of them, so many of them, are just small trees. So that is what I wanted to show you guys today. And again, I know I already talked to Glenn because I was excited to get access to RESA VIP myself, and I wanted to get that mission chain started. I will try and find the initial dialogue that Glenn initially gives you guys. That way I can at least put a link to it in the description below, if nothing else. But unfortunately, he won't tell me the same thing twice. But I wanted you guys to know about this because since we've already talked about how there are 5 different factions, the next logical step is to talk about each of their VIPs, and they each deserve their own video, because like I said, the moment you land on Next Island, the very first thing you should be doing is getting all 5 of these VIPs. They're going to be crucial to the time that you're going to spend on Next Island. There are a lot of the daily missions and missions that you will only be able to do once you have access to these VIPs that you are going to want to take full advantage of every single day or every couple of days, so long as you're staying on Next Island. So if Next Island is going to be your home away from Calypso, or your home away from Mayhem as I call it, then you're really going to want to get access to these VIPs and to all the special VIP only material that is locked inside. So this is the first video in this series. We will cover all the other VIPs in their own separate video, but I wanted to cover this one first because it's probably going to be one of the easier ones to knock out. It's going to be one of the ones that people can knock out even if they play on a very limited budget. And I personally think that the missions that you can get once inside are pretty amazingly good, considering the ease of access to getting in here. So this has been everything that you need to know that's pertinent about the RESA VIP mission chain, how to stack it, and the benefits for doing so. But guys, more importantly, I don't just want to give you guys every little piece of information. I want you to come to Next Island and experience Next Island for yourself. I want you to come talk to Glenn for yourself, get the mission chain, go out, knock out these missions, talk to Jamie the chef, get your harvesting mission, stack it properly, and then actually experience it. I want you guys to not only come to Next Island, but become immersed in Next Island. This isn't just a planet I want you to come visit. This is a planet I truly want you to make your home away from Calypso. There's so many opportunities. The development team is doing so much. So you know what? If there's a few things that maybe you get to find out on your own, like the dialogue when Glenn first talks to you, great. Come check it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Come actually do it yourself and find out what an amazing time you can have and how great of a place Next Island is. That is the goal, to give you guys the information you need to have an amazing time and to really make this not only a game or a hobby, but a true passion. That's the entire key to the entire thing. So come check out Glenn here at Kamba Outpost, get your RESA VIP, and we will check out the other VIPs in following videos. Guys, help support us. Head over to earnped.com, because when you earn, we earn. It's by far the best way you guys can help support us. Simply use the links on earnped.com to go to hideout.tv. Hideout will automatically add us as a redemption option for your hideout points. Guys, we also think that you deserve to know the impact that you're having. We have a banner at the bottom of the screen that says subscribe, hit the bell icon, and give us a like on the video. And when you hit that subscribe button and that bell icon, you only have to hit them once, and it keeps you up to date on all the content we post, all the things going on in Entropia, all the new opportunities, all the hard work the development teams are putting in, and that's great. And when you hit that like button, it helps us combat the trolls and the haters that are out there, and that's great. But more importantly, when you hit all three buttons, that helps YouTube give us more exposure for these videos. YouTube starts putting these videos in front of people it knows are into PC gaming, MMOs, and real cash economy gaming. And those people are sitting there just watching YouTube videos, and they go, hey, what's this? Entropia Universe, never heard of that. They see this video. They start watching the channel. Next thing you know, they're sending us an email saying, hey, that's exactly what happened. And now I've downloaded the game. Now I've gone to Icarus and North Swamp Camp and came to Next Island and done RESA VIP. And I've actually done some of the other VIPs. Let me tell you all about it. Hey, would you tell your viewers and subscribers thank you? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting that like button. Because the fact that they did that, that's why Entropia is now my hobby, my passion. That's why I'm now part of the community and the economy. And you guys deserve to know the impact that you're having in getting these videos in front of people who've never heard of Entropia, because it's helping to share this game that we know and love and are passionate about with people who are now becoming passionate about it themselves. And they're sending us these emails every week telling us to let you guys know the impact you're having, and you guys deserve to know you're having that impact. So if you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do. If you haven't hit the bell icon yet, please do. And obviously, please hit the like button on every single video. And then when you're done with that, head over to Next Island, come to Kamba Outpost, talk to Glenn, and work your way through this RESA VIP Access mission. Get into the tent and become a part of the community here on Next Island. So guys, till next time, sip, sip, smack, smack. Y'all know the rest. Take care, Stevies.